Whoa! Yeah, that's fast. That is fast. That is for sure. Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, I'm going to be reviewing a 2022 BMW M550i xDrive. First and foremost, though, a huge shout out and thank you to the BMW of Pleasant Grove here in Utah for giving me some time with this M550i. Check with the inventory in the description down below. This one is available for sale right now if you're interested. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below as well. Let's get into the review. So under the hood, we have a twin-turbo 4.4-liter V8 that goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. Now, from a power output perspective, it's good for 523 horsepower at 5,500 RPMs and 553 pound-feet of torque at only 1,800 RPMs. This should be pretty fun to drive. Now, you guys can see with the engine how it's all symmetrical. That is really cool with like the display, at least, right? And then notice we have our M performance with the carbon fiber, also cool, and there you go. So let's go over the front end. First off, I think this is perfect in a dark color because the body lines just absolutely pop. We've got the BMW logo here in the center. And then you guys can see these signature daytime running lights. And look how bright those headlights are. We do have parking sensors integrated here into the front end. We've got BMW's signature kidney front grille. And then you can see the venting here at the bottom. And yeah, overall, definitely has a cool, distinct look from a front end perspective. Now, coming around the side here, I've got two 45mm tires wrapped on 20-inch wheels in the front, and then two 75mm tires wrapped on 20-inch wheels in the back. And the crunching sound is because, well, I'm on these little lava rocks. Anyways, you guys can see here from a wheel design perspective, and also have the M logo there in the center portion of the wheel. But I love how like just crazy and aggressive these wheels look. We have the giant red brake caliper, and just look how big those rotors are. Remember, 20-inch wheels. Now it's got the little accent piece there off to the side, and everything just matches. It's all dark from a color perspective, and see, you can see it has like a really clean look when you look at it from a side view perspective. Obviously the red brake calipers pop out quite a bit in the wheels too, but I like it. Now here's our key fob. We have our unlock function lock, and then the opening here for the trunk, and then, well, nothing on the back, but you guys can see pressing that, boom, living the life of luxury. This thing just pops right open. Here's a quick look at the mats that come with it, and then you can see we've got some cloth floor mats as well, and then you can see the loading floor here and tons of trunk space. Overall, I'm actually really impressed. And then when you're done, look at this, you can lower it by yourself. That's cool. There you go. Finishing things up with the rear, you guys can see the tail lights. Definitely love how clean the LEDs look, and of course got a BMW logo there on the side. Super low profile spoiler, that's pretty unique. And then also we have our M550 badge. You can flex on everyone that you have the V8, and then you can see here down below you've got the parking sensors, and I love the covers over the exhaust. And you guys will like the sound of the exhaust. Again, remember, twin turbo V8 sounds great, but there's the rear. Now here's the door panel on the rear. Notice we actually have sunshades here in the back, which is pretty unique. And then look at the leather all throughout. This is cool. It has that like cowhide texture to it, and you can see the stitching throughout. And then I love the speakers for the sound system. And then here are these seats in the back. So again, look at like the texturing on them. And then we have our M logo right there. And then popping in, look at that, legroom. Headroom's great as well. We have our little storage cubby right here. Got some vents, heated seats, USBs as well. And then of course we have our cup holder armrest situation here. So you click this forward for the cup holders, and yeah, pretty solid setup. Let's head to the front. So here is the front door panel. You can see again with the leather trim. Look at the blacked out trim. Then notice this metallic trim that goes and kind of connects here to the side, and then all the leather trim down below. We've got all of our window controls, mirror adjustments. The mirrors do power fold in. They also have blind spot monitoring. And then again, another speaker for the Bowers & Wilkins sound system. We have our M550i logo. And then here's the front seat. Really like the design on that. Look at the piping and everything. Pretty cool. Got your power adjustments there on the side. Pedal layout down below. We have our light control. Steering wheel is power adjustable. And let's pop in. Here is the steering wheel. You can see the trim all around, which looks fantastic. And then notice even the airbag cover has nice stitching, so it definitely has that nice upscale appearance. And then of course we got our turn signal stock, windshield wiper stock, paddle shifters here on the back. Got our cruise control, and then you got like your volume controls and all that here on the other side. Pretty straightforward setup. And well, there's a steering wheel. Now we have the full digital gauge cluster here, which I think has a really cool aesthetic on it. Now this is shared with a bunch of other BMW models, but overall I think they did a great job with how it looks. Now, we do have some drive modes. So we have our Eco Pro. Notice how it actually changes what the gauge cluster looks like. And then you have the comfort, and then we have our sport mode, which is a little bit more aggressive. The Eco Pro though looks the most interesting from an aesthetic perspective. And then we have our adaptive as well, which is what you'll probably drive it in most of the time, so it just adapts to the situation that you're in. Now here is the center infotainment system. First off, we pop it in reverse. We do have a backup camera with trajectory lines that turn with the steering wheel. You can see resolution on the camera is also fantastic. Now moving from that to the rest of the infotainment system. So first off, you notice we have this like shortcut bar here on the side, and then you kind of have like the main screen right here. Response time with the screen itself is fantastic, but if you don't want to use the screen for some reason, there's a dial that you can use to control everything, and there's shortcut buttons on the dial too. So like I can go to the map, for example, if I want, or I can go back to the main menu. So overall, looks great and it's easy to use. Now it's probably hard to see, but there is ambient lighting in the dash, and then look at the dash itself, really nice from a material standpoint. And then this is just for the safety tech. It's like a shortcut button to it, and then your hazard lights, and then we have our analog controls here for the radio setup, which is pretty cool. And this does have, like, you just hover your finger over and it'll go, and this also does have gesture control as well. Should have mentioned that earlier, but anyways, we've got our dual zone climate controls down here. Pretty straightforward setup to use, and you can see we've got some storage space here, so you can cover it up with this little tab if you want. But notice the space in there, a couple of cup holders. Stability control off button here, and then I love the drive mode select. So you press that for adaptive, and then you have the other drive modes. It's all individually laid out, so it's pretty cool. The world's biggest parking sensor on-off button ever. And then you got the shifter here for the 8-speed automatic, which really easy to use. Analog controls for the infotainment system. You got your parking brake right here with the auto hold. And then you can see with the center console, storage space in there. And then again with the stitching and the kind of like the cowhide texture on it. And then notice here with the glove box, quite practical. Now here at the top, you guys can see we've got the sunroof here. Control for the sunroof there in the center, and then just a darker colored headliner. Well, let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's visibility of the hood. Both mirrors are shoe blind spot monitoring. And then throughout the rest of the rear. And let's set off. Oh, setting off here in the M550i. This should be a pretty exciting drive. And I love how the navigation's right there because it tells me exactly where I need to go. It's cool. So first off, super comfortable. I like the seats. Yeah, really nice. They're plush, they're comfortable. Great seats overall, so that's definitely a big plus. And then the suspension also, you know, even though this is it's not an M car, but it's like an M series car, right? It's an M Sport, whatever you want to call it. It's still like very comfortable from a suspension standpoint, so that's a big plus. It's easy to drive. Steering's really nice and light, it's comfortable. And it does have heated seats, so it's too hot for those, but I mean, that'd be a nice like winter luxury feature, right? Yeah, and it's just nice. It's just a nice car. And it's quiet too. Just tell me that I need fuel. Don't worry about it, guys, we won't get stranded. But yeah, it just gives you this like smooth, comfortable luxury car experience when you're just going around town. So like, yeah, it's a luxury daily driver. It's definitely does it. That is for sure. Now, when you're done doing your luxury daily driving, of course, all you got to do is just pop it over into the sport mode. Instantly downshifts, gets super aggressive. Extra dynamic settings you can go into as well. But you can see it definitely like just, you know, sharpens everything up, that's for sure. And Also, again, changed is the gauge cluster, which is fun. But my favorite part, it does like little popples out of the back. It is so quick. Whoa. Yeah, that's fast. That is fast. That is for sure. We'll just go back into comfort for the rest of the video. Wow. Yeah, that V8 is just addicting. Man, that is fun. That is for sure. Well, actually, we'll do adaptive just in case we want to get into the throttle a little bit more. And that sounds great too. So, yeah, let's actually get into setting things up here with this M550i. So first off, it's, you know, has BMW's like normal corporate styling. It's a good looking vehicle on the exterior. I like how everything's dark from a trim piece perspective, so it's just all uniform. Looks great. And then interior, again, it's nice luxury car interior. And then from a driving perspective, it can do the luxury car stuff. It's comfortable. It's got all-wheel drive, so you can drive it in all 4 seasons. So it's great from that perspective. And so it has all that. And then if you want to have some fun driving, it's got some power. It gets up and it moves. That is for sure. So yeah, there's a lot to like about this car. It's fun, it's fast, it's comfortable. So if that's what you're looking for, you got to check out this new M550i. It is worth a look. Now let's get some things up for our video on this 2022 BMW M550i. Again, a huge shout out and thank you to the BMW of Pleasant Grove here in Utah for giving me some time with this 5 Series. Check out the inventory in the description down below. I'll see all of you in that next video.